What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Thursday night stream. A chiller edition of the Monday night stream. Yes, it gets chiller, I know. A happy new year to everybody. What is up, Ajax? Castle Rock? I haven't seen it, but I do love me some Stephen King. I'm glad to know that we are getting our Stephen King on in the new year. That's what I like to hear. Big Jerry, what's up? Very good to see you. Thank you all for joining. All right, we've got some, what do the kids call it? Peak gaming to get into tonight. But I do want to talk about one thing first, which you've probably seen in the title, so let's get into that. Let's get this chill music out of here, because we're going to talk about something not very chill up first. Oh, Bin.Poppy in the chat. We are out here. And as it said, colloquially, through time immemorium, hold up, we them boys. Now, I want to first talk about the thing that everybody's kind of talking about right now. And I wasn't really going to talk about it because I was like, I don't really want to give this story more attention, but now it's become a big thing that's pretty problematic, and we got to, some people might have to plan around it, because you may have seen this video that's been out recently by this guy, Nick Shirley. Some, conservative type fella who, I guess, made a whole video here about these Somali daycares in Minnesota. With, claiming that they couldn't find kids there or whatever, that it was closed. We're going to go over everything he said. But the problem is, today is Rift Day, not game day. What are you talking about? Methyltransferase, what are you talking about coming in here with that kind of chaos? Today is game day, not Rift Day. What? Monday is Rift Day. Thursday is game day. But every day is Rift Day. What the fuck am I talking about? Anyway, the important part of this story now is that the Trump administration has indeed frozen federal child care funds nationwide because of this fucking broccoli top YouTuber's fucking video. I don't even know if he's a broccoli top, but it has broccoli top energy. And on the methyltransferase, it's so okay that you got it backwards, because you're always saying smart shit up in here. You say some of the smartest shit I ever heard, and I appreciate you for that. But it intimidates me. It intimidates me. I'm not going to lie. Ajax with the grumpy face. He's like, it's Rift Day. Somehow game day always gets it's a bop to the side. Yeah, but this shit is dumb and malicious. Yeah, absolutely. So, the reason I want to, obviously I want to talk about it in case this is something that affects any of you guys. But, the other reason I want to talk about it is because, holy shit, we just got some of the smallest accusations, non-verifiable accusations being made. I mean, this shit is a drop in the bucket compared to all these things going on. And of course the Trump administration is going to jump on anything they can to get us to not talk about the Epstein files and all that kind of stuff and whatever. But let's look at everything that's going on here, because we're going to get into it. There's been fraud with some daycare stuff that's gone in Minnesota, legitimate cases of it. But what's happened in this Nick Shirley video doesn't seem to be it. Doesn't seem to be any case of it, and has now just given a reactionary administration a full fucking excuse, in a way, to do some fucked up shit. So let's read about this. We're going to first look at this PBS article about the Trump administration freezing the federal child care funds, and then we will look at this NPR article about who Nick Shirley is, You know, I mean, shit. I think it's like wildly dangerous that we are entering this. Yeah, Ajax. Ajax says, I was shocked when the news channels started running the story without any fact checking, just took his word for it. This is the craziest. Like, you know, it's one thing when they take the word of somebody who's like a respected colleague of theirs or something, and even that's not great. That's not a good thing. Uh, but to take a YouTube video and just go with it. Now, it's a textbook sort of fascist play because that video has gotten like over 100 million views or something like that. It's a viral moment in culture, and they're piggybacking off of it. The method transfer no broccoli hair, college Republican hair and dress. Either way, I mean, swap them out. The broccoli tops and the Gen Z Republicans, they're swap them out for me. They're both causing harm. Anyway, let's see what the hell is going on with the Trump administration and what they're actually doing with the freezing of the federal child care funds. So it says the Trump administration has said it's freezing child care funds to all states until they provide more verification and administrative data about the programs in a move fueled by a series of fraud schemes at Minnesota daycare centers run by Somali residents. All 50 states will be impacted by the review, but the Republican administration is focusing most of its ire on the blue state of Minnesota. Minnesota Democratic Attorney General Keith Ellison said in his statement Wednesday that he was exploring all our legal options to ensure that critical child care services do not get abruptly slashed based on pretext and grandstanding. Minnesota will face additional hurdles to restart childcare funding by needing to provide even more verification for childcare centers in the state that are suspected of fraud. The administration is also calling for an audit of some Minnesota childcare centers after a series of fraud schemes involving government programs in the state in recent years. Okay, so this stuff has happened in Minnesota, okay? There have been legitimate cases of childcare fraud, especially during COVID-19. That has happened, and it has happened in Minnesota. Now, it's what they're saying here in terms of what they're going to do nationwide is very unclear, okay? That, like, in terms of providing verification, I mean, we'll see how that plays out as what you're supposed to do. But this is surely, like, going to interrupt the, like, you know, the actual services of these childcare centers that are running legitimately. And again, this may be based on a case of this kid going around to these places, not even finding any fraud, but just banking on the fact that fraud has happened in the past. And there's already been, like, a specific racial target against Somali people because of the Trump administration. So this ultimately is going to, whether, like, you know, whether major fraud has happened or not, to cut nationwide, to freeze nationwide spending and go, because of this YouTube video, all 50 states, we got to freeze the funding and see what's going on. No, this is an obvious play of power, trying to get more control over daycare centers, education systems. I mean, the whole goal of the Trump administration is to dismantle how we have been raising our kids, what we do to raise them, and what we do to teach, how we teach them, right? Because they would love more opportunities to indoctrinate rather than educate. Okay, this ultimately, I mean, they're gonna just piggyback off of the wave of racism that's already going on. So anyway, let's continue on here. It's unclear how much more robust the verification process for states will be than it was before the new measures were implemented. Deputy Secretary of Health and Human Services Jim O'Neill called it a response to a blatant fraud that appears to be rampant in Minnesota and across the country in a social media post announcing the change on Tuesday. Now, like, how could you even say that it's blatant fraud that appears to be rampant in Minnesota and across the country? Like, what the fuck kind of, how could you possibly analyze that there is rampant countrywide childcare fraud off of this one video? Even if this one video proved it, even if this one video proved that the places they went to were fraudulent, right? Which again, we're going to discuss why there's so many reasons to not just listen to what's being said in that video and just suck it down as the complete truth. We're smarter than that. Come on. Like, we don't need to fucking buy this shit. We don't need to fucking buy Jim O'Neill saying a blatant fraud that appears to be rampant in Minnesota and across the country. This is an excuse. This is just an excuse to manipulate. So all 50 states will have to provide additional levels of verification and administrative data before they receive more funding from the Child Care and Development Fund, according to a U.S. Department of Health and Human Services spokesperson. However, before Minnesota can receive child care funds again, it will have to provide even more verification for child care centers in that state that are suspected of fraud, such as attendance and licensing records, past enforcement actions, and inspection reports. Okay, so again, all 50 states providing levels of verification and administrative data before receiving more funding doesn't sound good to me, because they're going to be looking, like, why do you need administrative data? Why do you need, like, what are the levels of verification? This sounds like a good way to find people who are not politically aligned with you, who work in childcare centers and receive federal funding, and cut funding to childcare centers that are just run by people that don't agree with you politically. Like, and beyond that, to then bolster childcare centers that are doing what you want, or feeding into a pipeline, or like sending kids a certain way, or only providing opportunity to a certain kind of person to work with kids or whatever, right? First of all, the Trump administration should have no business in any decisions that involve children. Like, can we get a across the board, across the Trump administration restriction? Like, they cannot fucking go anywhere near the kids? What level, like, what level do you have to have? Like, the president, here's the thing, being friends with Epstein, like, here, you could break this thing down. I'm sure, allegedly, who knows? It can never be confirmed. But it seems to me like the president is probably a diddler, okay, of children. Now, that's certainly more than enough for me to hate the guy. But if you had anybody in your life who was like, I want to introduce you to my best friend. Now, look, he's notorious for being a sex trafficker and a pedophile, but you're gonna love him. You'd be like, fuck no, never talk to me again. And this is your main personality trait. You are either the diddler or the friend of the diddler. And the diddle doesn't fall. See, I fucked it up. The diddle doesn't fall too far from the tree. So I just, overall, I don't even know how anybody can fucking look at this guy anymore and be like, yeah, no, he's for me. Hanging around too many kids. I don't like it. In his post on Tuesday, O'Neill said all administration for children and families payments nationwide would require justification and a receipt or photo evidence before money is sent. But the HHS spokesperson said Wednesday that the additional verifications only apply to CCDF payments. So, justification and a receipt or photo evidence. What does that mean? Justification. A receipt or photo evidence. Like, do you need photos of all the kids in the place? Like, what the fuck? I just don't understand. Let's see what this...
This week, the Trump administration dispatched federal officers to Minnesota amid renewed concerns over fraud. Deployment comes after right-wing influencer Shirley posted a video on YouTube last week claiming without proof that daycare
his agency was already investigating, and that, quote,
All right, let's see what this video is about. The mental treasure says, it's all right, comrade. It was a tongue twister. It was. The diddle doesn't fall too far from the fiddle. If the fiddle had a diddle, then how many piddles would the diddle fiddle?
this week, the Trump administration dispatched federal officers to Minnesota amid renewed concerns over fraud. The deployment comes after right-wing influencer Nick Shirley posted a video on YouTube last week claiming without proof that daycare centers operated by Somali residents in Minneapolis had misappropriated more than $100 million.
Yeah, okay, so this is the proof right here that's in the video. Just this shot of somebody being like, yo, don't film the kids. Get the fuck out of here. Dude, if somebody came to, like, anywhere where my kid was being, like, watched by people safely that I trust, yeah, this is what I want them to do, and I don't want them to let them in. You can't just see kids. You can't just come into these places.
In response, FBI Director Kash Patel wrote on X his
All right, now here's a set of eyes I don't want around my children. Fuck that. Look at this. No. Hate his eyes, hate his vibe.
agency
Hate the
was
guy.
already investigating, and that, quote, this is just the tip of a very large iceberg. And Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem posted this video yesterday of agents on the ground in Minneapolis. But state and city officials questioned Shirley's claims.
What's up, Grand Theft Autobot? I was just gonna say, it's crazy to think like I liked somebody better. Well, not liked, that's not the right word, but I want to go back to when I was just like, Kristi Noem is the lady who shot the dog. That's it. That's what I know her as, like the worst thing she's done. Yeesh. Oh my God, Grand Theft Autobot, what a fucking entrance. Kash Patel has resting I shit my pants face. Absolutely. Fucking absolutely. Totally guilty all the time. Absolute, like, what did you just, I think you might have just solved it actually, Grant. That, like, honestly. What are you doing, Cash? What's going on? Why are your eyes so shifty? No reason. Why does it smell like a dookie around you, Cash, all the time? I don't know. It's not because of the federal bowel investigations that I'm doing. Nah, that's stupid. I brought a fart into it. That's beneath me. Because that's where your butthole is. It's beneath you.
That come as the Somali community in Minneapolis was already facing the administration's immigration crackdown. To break it all down, I'm joined by Jeff Meitrot of the Minnesota Star-Tribune, who's been covering this story. Jeff Meitrot, thanks very much. Welcome to the NewsHour. Federal prosecutors said earlier this month they're investigating some $9 billion worth of fraud in more than a dozen Medicaid-funded programs in Minnesota. That is much broader, much larger than anything they've announced previously. So explain what's new here.
What's new here is that, a fraud problem that started with a COVID era really relief program to help kids get meals when the schools were all shut down has just spiraled into this sort of giant monster that just keeps spreading from one program to another. It seems like there's a playbook that's been passed around out there, and dozens, if not hundreds, of criminals are figuring out how to rip off the state for it's certainly hundreds of millions of dollars. If they get to $9 billion, my God, that's a huge lift. I guess it's possible, but there's been a little bit of skepticism about that number too.
In the video, Nick Shirley visits several daycares.
So again, like I said before, there's a problem with the federal funding being fraudulently taken by programs since, like they said, that COVID era funding program, right? So there's certainly a problem there. But is the response to cut all federal funding to all 50 states, or to freeze it, or to create hurdles for people to get what they need? No, obviously not, right? It's obvious. It's like, if this is a problem, it's obvious that you go to the people that have the actual abilities to investigate this, not Nick Shirley, not anybody else who's taking to the streets and doing this, because guess the fuck what? Fucking Mark Fitzpatrick of the goddamn hetero awesome bar just started doing this shit the other day. So like people are taking their cues from this stuff, right? So people take what is a problem, right? Which is misappropriation of federal funds. And again, there's no actual indication that this is a problem exclusively within the Somali community, right? There's no evidence that this is a problem exclusively with Somali immigrants. But even if that was the case, right, this is something isolated happening in Minnesota. But either this is something isolated happening in Minnesota, but consequences of it are going across the country, okay? And inappropriately so. And now it's going to end up being that so many child care centers are going to be affected by this when they're already stressed. There's already a lot of pressure on these systems. And on top of that, this whole administration is saying, we want you to have kids. We want you to read. That's like the whole mantra is like, have more kids, be fruitful and multiply, because that is the righteous thing to do for Jesus. But I saw one instance of something that I could use to distract something from me and my pedophile friend, or, you know, the actual problems the administration is creating. And we're just going to we're going to blow that shit up so we can distract. It doesn't matter. The consequences of collapsing the national, ability to care for children, that doesn't fucking matter to us. What matters to us is getting away with our own personal goals. And this Nick Shirley guy, he's got a personal goal here too. He's trying to enrich himself off of the same type of thing, right? It's not an actual research thing. It's something that he took. Oh, there's fraud within this system. Oh, there's a lot of these Somali daycare centers, right? There's a lot of problems within them maybe too. Maybe the ones that are receiving federal funding still aren't great centers because they're not funded enough with the kids that are there. Maybe they do have low enrollment or something like that, but that doesn't mean their funds should be stripped away. And we're going to see that there have been state investigations into this, right? So it's becoming a huge problem. Tom, what's up? Happy New Year. We're going to be getting into some gaming soon, everybody, too, probably in about half an hour. And then we're going to game it out tonight. This is the one story we're covering, but it's a bit of a doozy.
Some appear closed, and some turn him away when he asks to see children. And he seems to take this as proof that the centers are fraudulent. What is he claiming, and how does it square with your reporting?
Well, it's not investigative reporting by any stretch of the imagination. I can't imagine these daycare facilities letting a stranger in the door. That seems like a violation of all kinds of rules, state and federal. But it does make good theater, and it does raise actually questions about the legitimacy of some of these sites. Some of these do not look like your standard daycares. Blacked out windows, sites that are not that family friendly, and so it looks damning. And it may very well be that some of these sites are not taking care of children. It looks like a couple of them actually been closed for some period of time. So, did he cherry pick a list, for sort of maximum impact visually that ultimately is going to turn out to be nothing? We don't know yet. The state hasn't shared any of their results from what they saw on the streets this week when they went and they visited those daycare centers.
Have any of the sites themselves responded?
Yeah, we've heard from several of them. We visited some of them today and yesterday. They're pushing back and saying, it's business as usual here. We're still open. My colleague was in one today that had 50 kids present, which certainly, is not the narrative that we saw in the video. And it did not look like a staged situation, like they just suddenly, put in a bunch of cots for kids. But, that said, we haven't visited all of them. And at least one of them has had quite a history of problems, including the failure to report what looks like either the death of a child or some other kind of very serious incident. So these look like some facilities that may have some issues. Whether they're committing fraud, that's a different question.
Yeah, so Ajax says tinted windows seems kind of standard and safer. Yeah, I mean, that may be the case. I don't know if it's standard or not. And look, again, there's certainly fraud that has happened. And like this guy even said, from PBS, and this guy's from Minnesota. Like Grand Theft. I saw the Shirley, you can't be serious airplane reference. That got me. That got me for a second. I am, and don't call me Shirley. Sorry. All right, but the fact of the matter is there has been fraud, right? There's no debate about that, right? Some of the places have had problems. Some of the places have had problems that don't have to do with misappropriation of federal funding as well. So that's not the biggest issue on all of the places. But again, like, these are not indicative of a countrywide problem. And to make it countrywide is a frightening signal from the Trump administration, right? It's another overreach of control. Hopefully there's something in place to make this, you know, not become an actual thing that can be followed through with, or, you know, something that can manipulate what this verification process is going to be. But it's certainly something to raise concern, right? I mean, Trump's not a trustworthy guy. He hasn't proven himself to be. And again, taking something that's isolated in a state like this, even where it's so unverified, there's a few verified cases, but a ton of it is unverified, and having it even be just the result of a piggybacking off this video where nothing is verified, and it's certainly just for show. I mean, I honestly can't believe anybody's believing anything from it. But it's all, like this guy had brought up, it's all theater. It's all drama, right? Tom says, I think Nick Shirley also has videos about CCOT in Gaza. Damn, like, I shudder to think of what those, what he's talking about in those, because we saw that CCOT report, that 60-minute CCOT report we watched here on their stream the other day, and it is fucking brutal over there. And obviously, Gaza is genocide, so I really shudder to think of what he's doing to leverage those into views and monetization for him. But I hope he fucking, man, guys like that I'm sure don't feel bad, but like, to see a video you made then cause a national freeze of funding for childcare, I hope you have some sort of fucking conscience. Like, holy shit. Oh, no. Grand Theft, I might have combined those two things. No, I don't think they used Shirley's footage in the 60 Minutes Gaza piece. The 60 Minutes did that CCOT piece. We watched it on stream the other night. The one that got pulled, because Barry Weiss took over and didn't want it to be seen. But then, you know, it got Streisand affected into the stratosphere, and now everybody's seen it. It shared really brutal footage of how they're treated in CCOT. And apparently, Tom was saying in the chat that Nick Shirley also has videos about CCOT in Gaza. So, oh, yeah, I don't think they... Oh, I don't know. I have no idea if they... Oh, yeah. Oh, I think you're right. I think they did. I think somebody did get, like, a YouTuber tour of CCOT. That might be the case. I can't remember. I can't remember if it was his or not. So, I'm not sure. Yeah, my words are mixed up, too. I totally get you. Don't even sweat it.
As you know, Republicans have put the blame on Minnesota's Democratic governor, Tim Walz. And here's what his office told us in part, quote, fraud is unacceptable and it is appropriate that the federal government is investigating problems in federal programs. The governor has been combating this for years, and before the viral video, the state had already referred these cases to law enforcement. What has the state and federal response been even before the latest allegations?
Very robust at the federal level. Somewhat tepid at the state level. And so I think there's legitimate questions that have been raised about whether the state did what it needed to do at the beginning to shut this thing down. Now, there certainly has been a lot of action at the state level recently to try to crack down, create new guardrails, to create new processes that would catch fraud and prevent these kind of things from happening again. But a lot of critics are saying this is a little bit too little too late.
And finally, the Somali community in Minneapolis has been demonized by the President of the United States, who has called them, quote, garbage. He said, we don't want them in our country. And here's what Ahmed Samad.
So obviously that's the fucking that's where the scapegoating of a whole people comes in. And you know, the point of that video that Nick Shirley made is to scapegoat a very simple it's to scapegoat of people that have been already victimized by the president. So it's easy to get people on board with it. He doesn't really have to do any work. He just has to find a way to scapegoat the same kind of people to get those racists on board. And then it's just, boom, off to the races.
Matar told our Fred to Sam Lazaro before these new allegations. He's a Somali professor at Macalester College in St. Paul. He's lived in Minnesota for over 30 years.
The consequences could be frightening for many Somalis, especially young people who would think that they were born here. They're living, the life of a normal citizen, going to school and getting on with life, and therefore should now have to watch their back all the time because they are targeted as an unwanted foreign group of people. That's the danger.
How is this renewed attention affecting the Somali community?
Absolutely. They've been under siege now for weeks with this crackdown by ICE. And I think the recent video, I mean, based on the hate mail that I'm getting for the stories that we've done that have raised some questions about both things that the state have done, statements that the feds have made, I can't imagine what it's like to be a Somali person in our community right now. Minnesota is home to the largest Somali community in the United States. Over 100,000 folks are living here. You know, they're police officers, they're teachers, a handful of them are criminals, but it's painted the entire community with a very broad brush.
Jeff Meitrot is with the Minnesota Star Tribune.
That was a really good statement he said at the end there, you know.
But it's painted the entire.
I'm gonna have him say
over
that.
100,000 folks are living here. You know, they're police officers, they're teachers, a handful of them are criminals, but it's painted the entire community with a very broad brush.
Yeah, that's the way it is for any kind of person, like any type of peoples, right? Like, fucking, there's always gonna be criminals in any, like, any race, any religion, any whatever. So you can always scapegoat. Am I gonna cover Zoran being sworn in as the mayor of New York City? I haven't really looked at what the response has been yet. Maybe on Monday's stream after I see what all the conservatives have said about it and everything. I'll take a look at that, but I haven't actually followed it yet. I mean, you know, my thing with Zoran too is, you know, I'm excited but cautiously optimistic, you know. There's already been some concessions made, like the New York, I think it's the chief of police or whoever it was. What's her name? I can't remember her name off the top of my head. But it's not the reform across the board that you would have hoped for, and that feels a little bit like some concessions that have been made that are a little much for me. But you know, I'm looking, obviously it really hasn't been like any time yet, so I need to see what he actually does, and if he, you know, kind of does follow through with some of the more socialist sentiments that he's espoused, or if he sort of kowtows a little more to the Democratic Party's safe, not even safe, outdated, totally fucking broken playbook. You know. So yeah, that's my long answer. Possibly. I might possibly cover it.
Jeff Meitrot is with the Minnesota Star Tribune. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. So that was great. I mean, that guy's from the area. He's a reporter from the area. That's actual journalism. Oh, is that Baldur's Gate 3? I would be interested in that because, yeah, I would be. I'll get into that in a minute. Yeah, Grand Theft Autobot, exactly, like a Fetterman. Yes, exactly, right? I think for me, I've been burned plenty of times. I'm not ready to love again in that regard, politically, so to speak. So, Big Jerry, I'm always down. I'm always down for a joke. If you got a good goof, please, please. Okay, so Tim Wald says he's politicizing the issue to defund programs that help Minnesotans. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Republicans are playing sick games and winning devastating prizes. Murphy said, who's the state Senate majority leader. And now tens of thousands of Minnesotan families will pay the price as Donald Trump's agents strip away crucial funding. Our daycare system is already stressed. This reckless decision could force a collapse that affects all of us. Yeah, in the methyl trans race, Obama flashbacks intensify. Exactly. You know, like I've had hope before. I've had hope. That's so funny because I was also like I think like a junior in high school or something like that when Obama first got voted in. So like we were all watching it and stuff on TV in school, and you know it was like a big fucking deal. But what a big whoopee cushion fart that turned out to be. Okay, so fraud investigations could stretch to other programs and states. The administration launched efforts in recent weeks to track down fraud in other programs in Minnesota and is looking at fraud in other states. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said in an interview with Fox and Friends on Wednesday that the administration is considering similar fraud investigations in other blue states, such as California and New York. The administration will continue. Yes, I mean, they're targeting, and they will certainly target blue states primarily because it's a political move for them. There's no reason to strip funding away from like all the kids in the country or to freeze the funding that goes to all the kids in the countries. You can have investigations. You can look for federal fraud, right? But this is just an overly cruel move. It doesn't need to be done. It makes no sense. Yeah, a lot of hope, no change. I got blue hoped. Yeah, blue hoped. Yeah, blue hoped is amazing. That's an amazing, absolutely. Blue hoped is so funny. The administration will continue to send officers to investigate potential fraud sites in Minnesota and deport undocumented. See, okay. And deport undocumented immigrants, Leavitt said, adding that the Department of Homeland Security is considering plans to denaturalize citizens, which is completely fucked up. I mean, that's a whole nother topic. I can't even get to that on this one. But the thing is, I don't want fucking officers at schools. I don't want that. That's not safe because a lot of these officers aren't like trained. They're just fucking dudes, and I don't want these dudes around my kids. That's not safe. That's not a safe environment for children. Like, it's much safer to have an undocumented immigrant working in a school than it is to have officers roaming and hunting people on school grounds constantly. I'm gonna fuck what you say. That's come on. That's the old common sense. Let's do common sense politics over here. Don't send armed agents into the kids' school. Holy moly. The Department of Labor is also investigating the state's unemployment insurance program, Leavitt said. The administration this month threatened to withhold SNAP food aid funding from Democratic-controlled states, including Minnesota, unless they provide information about people receiving assistance. Holy shit, man. So, look, this is information gathering on a huge flood. This is fucking authoritarian as fuck. Holy shit. Hunting down people that you think are defrauding or that you think are being fraudulent with the fucking food. Come on. Ew, one of your high school RSOs got busted for creeping on girls? Ugh. That's horrific. Oh my god, that's so gross. Yeah, like honestly, I don't think a guy with a gun in a school is ever like a great, ever really a super safe thing. That's fucking foul, yeah. Uh, yeah, so they're focusing on Minnesota primarily there. The announcement came a day after U.S. Homeland Security officials conducted a fraud investigation in Minneapolis, questioning workers at unidentified businesses. Trump has criticized Walz's administration over the cases, capitalizing on them to target the Somali diaspora within the state, which has the largest Somali population in the U.S. In his post, Ajax, he was texting and calling them, and supposedly more. So gross. Oh my god. Ew, texting and calling them? Fucking foul, dude. Oh my god, what a loser. Holy shit. Um, Trump has criticized Walz's administration over the cases, capitalizing on them to target the Somali diaspora in the state, which has the largest Somali population in the U.S. In his post Tuesday, O'Neill, who is serving as acting director of the Centers for Disease, oh man, holy shit. He's acting as the director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, referenced a right-wing influencer who posted a video last week claiming that he found the daycare centers operated by Somali residents in Minneapolis had committed up to $100 million in fraud. That's crazy. This dude literally said, I saw Nick Shirley's video and just fucking ate it up. Holy fuck. How dumb can you be? Meanwhile, there are concerns about harassment that home-based daycare providers and members of the Somali community nationwide might face amid the vitriol, including Trump's comments earlier this month, referring to Somali immigrants as garbage. Yeah, this is the thing, too. Like, it's just obviously going to be an instance where, and if there's somebody who supports, like, you know, this video and things like that, they ask them, like, do you give a fuck about people's human rights? Do you care about somebody? Do you care about racism? Do you care about like being like seeing the whole Somali population painted as fraudsters? That's obviously not the case. You can't. There's never a case where a whole population is fraudsters. Are you stupid? Come on. Like, do you think that there's a whole, like, any Somali childcare owner is or operator or whatever is immediately and by default a federal fraudster? That's crazy. And that's not going to help you actually, you know, make anything safer. It's much safer to take a slower approach to these kind of things and get the right people who are actually doing the crimes if you're actually trying to make things safer. Now, if you're not trying to make things safer and you're just trying to fucking scapegoat people, then yeah, you send fucking troops into the city and you make a big scene and you create theater like Nick Shirley did here. All right? Now, he didn't send troops in, obviously, but you create theater that creates fear or skepticism or scapegoats, you know, an entire swath of people. Yeah. So anyway, this fucked. So, and then we'll just check this out real quick. Just who is this Nick Shirley motherfucker? So gross. All right, so this is Nick Shirley here. The Trump administration is freezing childcare funding to the state of Minnesota in response to a viral video that purports to expose extensive fraud by federally funded daycare centers. Nick Shirley, a 23-year-old self-described independent YouTube journalist, you got to stop calling yourself this. And, like, I would never call myself this. I'm not a journalist. Like, most of the people on YouTube talking about politics, like, I'm a regular dude with a kid. And that's the perspective that you're going to get from me. All right? I'm not an independent YouTube journalist. Nick Shirley is not an independent YouTube journalist. You can go to places and interview people with a microphone. You're not a journalist. Posted the 42-minute, like, a independent journalist is dedicated to, like, an unbiased truth or, you know, is genuinely someone who has research and citations. And we're going to go on. You're going to see why this guy just is absolutely not a journalist. So Nick Shirley, a 23-year-old self-described independent YouTube journalist, posted the 42-minute video on X and YouTube the day after Christmas. In it, he and an older a commentator at best, not a journalist. Exactly. Thank you, Grand Theft Autobot. Yeah, Nick Shirley is like he's giving you, like, it's like an op-ed, right? He's giving you an opinion on something that's happening, but he's painting it as an objective sort of thing, and that you should, well, let's get into this. So in the video, he and an older man, identified only as David. What the fuck is that? Identified only as David? Oh, well, David said it. I trust David. In it, he and an older man, identified only as David, visit various seemingly empty daycare centers, bombarding Somali employees with questions and accusing them of not providing services to any children despite receiving public funds. The pair claimed to have exposed over $110 million in fraud. Allegations of social services fraud in Minnesota have been the subject of federal investigations and mainstream media coverage for years. In one high-profile example, more than 90 individuals have been charged since 2022 in the ongoing case of a Minnesota nonprofit that prosecutors say misappropriated some $250 million in federal COVID-19 relief funds intended to feed children in need, calling it the largest COVID-19 fraud scheme in the country. Okay? So, this is a 100% thing that has happened. There has been federal fraud in Minnesota through a nonprofit that was taking money that was meant to feed children. Okay? So it has happened, and it's happened on a massive scale. So that's not in question. Okay? What is in question is the reason why you need to cut funding or freeze funding or require verification from every single childcare center in the country. That makes no sense. And is it a monumental task that's going to take, taxpayer money to accomplish? I don't want to waste that time on that. I don't want to waste that money on that. That can be done with a slow and focused approach. It doesn't have to be something that, becomes an authoritarian takeover. And a federal prosecutor said earlier this month that half or more of the roughly $18 billion in federal funds that supported 14 Minnesota-run programs since 2018 may have been stolen. However, Shirley's specific allegations have not been verified, with some challenging them in recent days. The manager of one Minnesota daycare center has since said Shirley visited outside of its regular hours, while a CNN camera crew interviewing Shirley outside of a different center filmed caregivers dropping off their kids in the background. He dismissed them as showing face. How do I know that the allegations are true? Shirley responded when asked. Well, we showed you guys what was happening. And then you guys can go ahead and make your own analysis. So he's saying he doesn't know that they're true. He's saying you can decide. It's bullshit. You have to be able to back up what you're saying with actual evidence. Because anybody can say, I showed you. You have to decide if it's true or not. Okay? That's applicable to every fucking thing in the world. That does not make you a journalist. That does not make your perspective uniquely correct. That does not give you any empirical correctness in this situation. So nobody should listen to you, and nobody should be making up their mind based on that video. The lack of evidence hasn't stopped a number of prominent conservatives. Agent Gay, you sold a reverberating carbonizer with mutate capacity to an unlicensed David? Jeebs, you piece of Jeebs. He looked all right to me. That's an amazing, fucking Men in Black scenelet there. Love it. The lack of evidence hasn't stopped a number of prominent conservatives, including Elon Musk and key members of the Trump administration, from amplifying and acting on Shirley's claims. As of Wednesday, Shirley's video has over 131 million views on X and 2.5 million on YouTube. Vice President Vance reposted Shirley's video the day after it went live, writing, This dude has done far more useful journalism than any of the winners of the 2024 Pulitzer Prizes. Those prizes went to journalists who cover a range of topics from billionaires' influence over the Supreme Court to catastrophic flooding in California and missing black girls and women in Chicago. Yeah, there's no shot that Nick Shirley's reporting or journalism is more useful than, I mean, fuck even the Pulitzer Prize. Just the average fucking street journalist or any fucking real journalist, okay? FBI Director Kash Patel also responded, writing on X that, quote, even before the public conversation escalated online, the FBI had surged personnel and investigative sources to Minnesota to dismantle large-scale fraud schemes exploiting federal programs. Which, fuck you, Kash Patel. I know you're just coming in after the fact and being like, oh, we were already doing that. We were already doing that. Yeah. It's been crazy. We always do that. Shirley suddenly, in the national spotlight, has expressed concerns about his safety and is asking supporters to donate to his security, including by selling $50 sweatshirts on his website. And he's continued to criticize Minnesota's Democratic Governor Tim Walz and the mainstream media for their perceived inaction on the issue. I mean, the only reason why these guys get concerned about their safety is because they've done a horribly terrible job at reporting on something and has created a national issue. So, yeah, you've pissed off the country. Mainstream media is more mad at me than they are at the fact that billions of your dollars are being used for fraudulent businesses, because we want it taken down with an actual approach that makes sense. He says, I'm not an enemy of the people. They are. I'm with you. They are against you. That's not true. Even people that are, doing fraud or stealing money from the government are not inherently against us, okay? I have, and any human, any person likely has far more in common with the average fucking fraudster than they do with Donald Trump or a billionaire, okay? The person that's committing the fraud is likely, sure, it's a crime, right? Take care of it. If that's your MO, right? You're into punishment for that sort of crime, fine. I want to focus on the biggest and worst instances of that. So my immediate thought is not let's waste resources and check out these relatively, isolated incidents in Minnesota that are already being investigated through the state and possibly, federally at a certain level. But I mean, holy shit. I just I want to deal with, what about Trump's crime? What about all the fucking, it's amazing how much leftist discourse is just them pretending not to understand things, thus making discourse impossible. You mean how much leftist discourse is just them pretending not to understand things, thus making discourse impossible? I mean, in terms of not understanding things, I think it's fair to not understand. What things are you referencing specifically? How much leftist discourse is pretending to not understand things, thus making the discourse impossible? Oh, Nick Shirley and the daycare fraud. Oh, yeah, sure. Are you saying leftist discourse in terms of the people that are presenting an issue to be debunked? Nick Shirley is taking a small instance here and then not providing any empirical evidence for his claim. So there's nothing to actually have a discourse about in terms of what he's presenting. But then it's taken and amplified on the national stage with Trump. Right. Okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. So there's no evidence to any of this stuff actually happening. So that is the problem. Yeah. It's weaponized incompetence, right? It's basically deciding that because there's been a issue on this one thing, and there is evidence of that fraudulent issue, I'm going to take what evidence there is and try to amplify it to this much greater thing that could never be fully disproven. Like, and then Trump's response is, you have to verify that you're a legitimate daycare facility to the federal government. What does that even involve then at that point, right? Like, you're going to have to be submitting pictures of your children to the federal government? Is that what people are fighting to defend by, supporting this nationwide freezing of childcare funds? I don't know. But it's certainly insane. And so fucking like punitive. The problem is, the real issue is, why does the federal government pay for childcare? I mean, there's probably certain areas in the country that need some sort of federal assistance to help with childcare, maybe because there's not people like, you want to have your parents, or you want to have, like, say the government wants to support the idea of a nuclear family, right? Or they want to support the idea of, adults in the workforce, right? Well, if you want to have adults in the workforce, the children need to be cared for. And if there's no ability to care for children while parents are at work, then you're going to have less people in the workforce. You might have less production. The country's, wealth measurement or whatever, or actual output of products might go down. So there's reasons to support childcare. Ultimately, we want kids to grow up supported. We want them. So both parents work, but they can't afford daycare. Yeah, I mean, in this instance, yeah, 100%. Because I don't know if you have kids or not, but I have a child, and I work, and my wife works as well. So luckily, the way our schedules work are that I work 9 to 5. Then I end up being home for like 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. when I have to help my kid while they're napping or whatever. And then my mother comes around for a couple days, because we've gone to many daycare places. Luckily, we found a local place. We found she does gigging at a church, which charges a very small amount for the daycare for the couple times we send her. But the price to actually send a kid to like one of these daycare centers is super high. It's thousands of dollars per week, because you need to lock into what their standards are, right? Maybe it's you're in 5 days a week, or you're in 3 days a week that are full days, or you need to come pick them up for half days or whatever. You need to lock into a certain plan with them. So it is very expensive. So even if you have two parents working, it's not just automatically like super easy for people to afford the childcare. So it does make sense to provide some federal funding for childcare, because ultimately we want to have our kids, and childcare also, in this sense, includes not only watching children. Obviously, this Nick Shirley video is about daycares, but the federal funding that's been stolen for a lot of these instances is also for specifically feeding children, right? Like in schools, how they provide lunches or breakfasts for certain kids, right? Or for, you come in at a certain time and it's free or whatever, which is definitely worthwhile, because you need to have kids have full bellies to actually learn in school, right? So I have no kids, but I need to be taxed to pay for yours. I wonder why people vote Democratic. Yeah, so I mean, if you want to live in a society where, yeah, you might not have any kids, but if you want the country to prosper, you want to have, you want to have people grow up into people who are worthwhile, who have, who are educated. Unless you want to, also, if you want to live in a country of hungry, dumb people, yeah, you could not help anybody. So, but yeah, it's worth it. It's definitely worth it for some of your taxes to go to that. I mean, lots of your taxes go to the military. They go to Like, you know, and if we taxed rich people appropriately, you really wouldn't feel it. So it's certainly worth it to take care of kids. If I wanted to move to a country with hungry, dumb people, I would move to Somalia. Well, that's just racist. You know, you don't need to say that. But we could have a conversation about it if you want. But I think it's definitely worthwhile to have kids being fed. Yeah, food and basic health care are fundamental human rights. Yep. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's a common sense thing. If you want the country to prosper, take care of the people that live there. And feeding them that's not hard. Food and healthcare are not rights. Yeah, I mean, that's fine for you to think that. You're definitely allowed to think that. But it makes more sense to operate in a society where we don't have people go hungry and we don't have people die for no reason. And we we help them become more educated. That does create a better society. So, you know, you're welcome to think that, but heavily disagree with you. And there's the resources to help everybody. So you feel you're entitled to someone else's labor. So you're kind of misappropriating just like the idea of labor across the board as being entitled. The government's entitled to your labor and redistributes it as they see fit. You're in that system. You live in America. So you get taxed and those funds get redistributed. Whether you like that or not, that's what happens. And I'd rather them, so you are a slave essentially. If you want to think of that in that certain framework, you can. You are in a system where you work and if the government owns my labor, I'm a slave. Okay. I mean, that's how you see it. Sure. The government takes your taxes. Yeah. If you don't want to pay taxes, stop using the roads. That's true. I mean, you know, it's not really that's really not a question there. If you're just kind of saying this is a hard and fast thing, if the government, what other way is there to see it? You live in a country where you get taxed, some of your money gets taken, it gets redistributed. If you see that as slavery, then you see it as slavery. I mean, it's fine for you to think that way. You know, I'm not really challenging your thought that you're living in a system of slavery because your funds are taken from you and redistributed in a way that you personally didn't specifically agree to. But you do live in a country where that's what happens. So, you know, that's a democracy. Imagine complaining about a tiny percentage of taxes helping kids in need. Yeah, Ajax, that's a great point. Yeah. I mean, you can complain about it all you want, but we're talking about feeding kids, and that's really not the worst thing that our taxes go to. So if taxes are your problem, again, this is my problem with the whole thing here. It becomes an issue where people, no methyltransfer rates. There's nowhere in the world that you can go where you're in a totally free hunter-gatherer lifestyle. You're a slave to some government or other everywhere. Exactly. Like, this is where you live. If you live in America. I don't know where you live. So I would re-examine that and just like, and this is the problem I have with this whole situation here and how it scapegoats something. Fraud happened here in Minnesota. Certainly did. But it happened in a much wider capacity. It's not just daycare centers. It was a big portion of it happened from a COVID federal funding plan that was for feeding children. And a lot of that got misappropriated. That happened. But now the entire nation is being punished for that, when in reality, an investigation hyper specific to what happened there, using less resources, is far more appropriate to the situation. Creates less backlash to the Somali community for no reason. Because again, the cases of fraud, federal fraud that did happen, it's not across the board Somalis. Okay? And if you are claiming it is, you need to find all those specific instances. to back that up. You need empirical evidence. This video had no empirical evidence. And that's just simply that's simply the fact. So, continuing on, Shirley, suddenly in the national spotlight, expressed concerns about his safety. Yeah, he said, mainstream media is more mad at me than the fact that billions of your dollars are being used for fraudulent business. I am not the enemy of the people, they are. I'm with you, they're against you. Not to mention, like, Logan Paul's done fraudulent businesses and shit. Like, how many fraudulent YouTube... There's been a lot of fraudulent businesses around in the United States. This is not really the first place I'd go to try to cut down systemic fraud. Shirley started out as a vlogger, so Shirley's been making schlock videos. I think someone said Tyler Oliveira in the chat before. Absolutely. The Utah native vlogged consistently throughout high school, amassing some 7,000 followers before graduating in 2020, according to a profile last year from local NBC affiliates KSL TV. Some people might not know who Nick Shirley is yet, but one day they will, it reads. One of his earliest stunts was flying to New York City at age 16 without telling his parents. They escalated from there, sneaking into the influencer Jake Paul's wedding, tricking TikTokers into auditioning for a fake Justin Bieber music video, riding a bike over a ramp lit on fire. He also filmed himself in the crowd outside the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. Oh, man. Then came a hiatus. Shirley announced in December 2021 that he'd be taking a 2-year break from YouTube to serve on a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Santiago, Chile. He returned to the platform in 2023. So he's literally he's like a, this is colonization, kinda. That's got that vibes. He returned to the platform in 2023 with a video interviewing undocumented immigrants in the U.S.-Mexico border in Arizona. From that point on, his work took on a decidedly political bent, with man-on-the-street-style interviews focused on topics including... I thought that was the Twitch guy again, but it says best viewers on streamaboo.com. I hate when that spam comes in. His 2 most viewed videos are from this period. Filmed in the El Salvadoran mega prison housing deportees alleged to be gang members, and another in Rio de Janeiro titled I Infiltrated Rio de Janeiro's Most Dangerous Gang. Yeah, this is J6er. Han Fixer, make me a mod and I can ban the bots. It's a tempting proposition, Han Fixar Kabeln. The description on his YouTube channel, which has 1.29 million subscribers as of Wednesday, reads, "Here to entertain and bring the truth to all." Shirley's rise to prominence hit a new milestone in October when he was invited to participate in the White House roundtable at the quote, Antifa movement, the far-left ideology opposed to fascism, which Trump has designated a domestic terror organization. At the event, Shirley introduced himself as 100% independent YouTube journalist and said that while he's traveled to 15 countries for that work, the most dangerous place I've been has been here in the United States because of anti-Trump protests. Don't worry, I treat a mod like a government job. I show up and don't do shit. That's pretty good. That's fucking funny. According to recent research from the Harvard Kennedy School, the thousands of local protests during Trump's second term have yielded an extremely low number of injuries, property damage, or arrests. Shirley is part of a broader group of right-leaning journalists and political commentators who do not work for any particular outlet. The White House has embraced what it calls new media, giving them unprecedented levels of access. At the same time, it places restrictions on established journalist outlets. Yeah, so I think like Tim Pool has been in that. What was it? The new media seat. Yeah, it's been Tim Pool. I can't remember the other dudes who've been in it, but like every time I see someone in that seat, I'm like, yo, that guy, you can't be putting that in. University of Minnesota media law professor Jane Kirtley told member station NPR News that individuals do not necessarily need a formal affiliation to do fine journalism. But she says many of today's new influencers prioritize fear-mongering over fact-checking, something she says observes in Shirley's reporting. Yeah, so again, it's like a very theatrical thing and nothing empirical in there at all. They have a narrative. What's that? Oh, a documentary about street art in Latin America called Nuevo Mundo? That sounds sick. Tom, remind me of that one, maybe on Monday. That would be a cool, end of the night wind down. They have a narrative and they do everything they can to advance that narrative, but they seem to spend little to no time looking for the other side of the story, and that's what good investigative journalism has to do, she added. So yeah, okay, those are just corrections. So yeah, guys, this is the whole thing with the Nick Shirley video here, okay? It's blown up to massive proportions, and what I've seen from what's gone on because of it has been problematic. I mean, quite simply, it's taking something that has no empirical evidence and is creating a harmful situation to Somali immigrants who are citizens. How much do you want to bet he will be on Joe Rogan soon? Dude, holy shit, you're probably right. Oh my God, Tom, put money on that somewhere. Like Nick, it'll be like an all Nick extravaganza. It'll be fucking Nick Fuentes, Nick Shirley here, you know. It'll be a whole Nickelodeon episode. Talking with the thumb god himself. So yeah, this whole Nick Shirley video, it's absolutely had a national backlash. And it's so fucked up, man. I hope this guy's feeling the weight of a whole nation. Joe Rogan already asked the daycare operator to be on the show, but he declined. Yeah, I mean, like, look, here's the thing. If you're that to me is like, if you're a daycare operator, yeah, why would you go on the Joe Rogan show? That, like, to me is setting yourself up for like a disaster. But I do think some of these places, like, I'm sure some of them are fucking bad, you know? And I'm sure Nick Shirley found a couple places that were like have bad legal history and was sure to go to those places and painted it as a much broader picture than it really is. And now, you know, the entire country will be punished because of a YouTube video with no empirical evidence. And that is just that's a sign of bad things to come. Because if they can take something like this that has no empirical evidence and justify, we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do to justify, or we'll see if they do anything that requires justification after this. But right now, they are at least sort of creating a little bit of that mass hysteria with this. Certainly, I think it's something that Trump would want to lean on so he can distract people from all the Epstein shit, because that shit is a hot fucking fire. It's a dumpster fire, and that's not going away anytime soon. So he's probably going to take anything he can, even if it involves, you know, burn the country down. Like, that man is him above everything else. Well, the good thing is Trump knows all about getting convictions with no empirical evidence. Are you are you trying to say Trump there's no empirical evidence on Trump? Because there's some pretty empirical evidence. But anyway, that's enough about this Nick Shirley here. Let us get into our gaming segment. Because Ajax, he's been patient. God damn it, he's been patient. So guys, we are in the Dream Machine, as you know. And let me give you the rundown while I switch this over. Oh, would I ever visit South America? Hell yeah. That sounds like it would be cool. I mean, I don't know where I'd go. My kid's young, so it's like hard to travel. Oh, Brazil? Binda Papi. I'd go to Brazil. See, I would do well in Brazil because I got a big fat ass. They would love me in Brazil. They would have no idea what to do with this big old Italian dunk. They would have no fucking clue. They'd be like, how are you so white, but your butt is so large and rotund? I'd be like, hey, meatballs, baby. Get down with the fucking meatballs. All right, everybody. Let's get this dream machine going. So, I think we're at the end of this game here. Just about. Let me get it pulled up here. All right, y'all. We're dreaming. We're machining. All right. So, for those of you who have not been with us as we started playing Dream Machine here, here's the too long didn't play. Really quick. We're in the Dream Machine. That's all you get. No. We moved into an apartment. The apartment landlord was spying on us with the camera. Turns out he's got this big old dream machine that attaches to everybody's brains in the middle of the night. And all the dreams in the dream world are connected. Now, we've been exploring the dream world, and we're trying to shut down the dream machine. Why? Because we're next on the list, basically. We have a wife with a daughter on the way here, or a child of some sort. She's pregnant, and the landlord wanted to map out the part of the dreamscape that comes from either the babies or the unborn, you know? Something like that. Some fucking cerebral shit. But look, the thing that's really cool about this game is that the whole thing is made out of clay and like handcrafted materials such as clay and the like. So that's sort of that's one of the things I really like about it. And that's one of the things to enjoy here. So if you are not all caught up with the story and it seems like it's really weird, don't even sweat it. Just look at the clay shit. All right, here we go. Okay, yes, we are, also, I don't even know how to describe the part we're at. We're outside of a witch's house. In a dream. Oh, have I ever eaten any food from Latin America? Do you have a favorite dish? I've had some stuff like mofongo. I've had like, I've had like plenty of Mexican food and shit, you know? Man, I can't really think of all the shit I've had right now. But I like that, I like a cassava chip, yuca chips, stuff like that. You know, that's good shit. You know? Okay, so anyway, we're at this witch's house. I'm gonna think on that, Tom. I feel like I'm gonna be thinking in the middle of the night tonight and think of a favorite dish. It's Victor Neff again, ma'am. We're stubborn, are we? You have 3 seconds to get off my porch, or I'll fling you to one of the corners of this forest. Yeah, I gotta say, the lady of the forest sent me. Oh? Why didn't you say so right away? Come in, child. Ooh, creaky door. Creaky door, come on now. Yo, I don't trust this shit. Oh, no. Fuck. Yeah, yuca fries. Ajax, I'm with that. A row of dried herbs hang from the ceiling. Looks like aloe. Oh, Vic knows his herbs. This looks like chamomile. Oh, shit. This looks like wolfsbane? Excuse me, Vic? Why you know the herbs so well? This looks like anise. And that looks like a gigantic bird skull. Razor-sharp teeth line the beak. Here's a skull here. Looks like the skull of a deformed child. Whoa, holy fuck. The jaw is missing, and the top of the line has been cracked open. Why are we here? Alright. Hello? So you're a friend of Selma's? Excuse me if I don't get up. The organ thief paid me a visit a couple of nights ago. The pain is bearable as long as I don't move. By all means. Sorry if I was a bit intrusive earlier. It's me who should be apologizing, dear. I mistook you for a mob member. They used to send new recruits my way. They don't anymore? No. I was their prime suspect for a while, but someone from their squad was attacked while others were spying on me. That gave me a cast iron alibi. They've left me alone since. Now what can I do for you, Victor? I need to traverse a rather big obstacle. How did you teleport me before? Can you teach me how to do that? I'm afraid not, dear. That sort of magic takes decades to learn. I have a potion that could help, but I'm not allowed to hand over such magic to the uninitiated. The havoc you might cause could be catastrophic. So how do I become initiated? It's not that easy, child. Magic is not something you can simply learn. Kermit? Kermit? Cake farts. Birds have cake farts. Do you know what else cakes fuck. Do you know what else ducks have? Cake farts. For anybody who knows the cake farts video, that joke just banged. Magic is not something you can just learn. You have to have a predisposition for it. How do I know I have it? Worm farts? Worm farts? Kermit, what? Worm farts? Ducks birds have worm farts. They do. That's fucking funny. Shit. Because they eat worms, so they fart worms. That's a crazy thought, Kermit. I'm in it, though. Christian. Oh, have you ever... Fuck. Have you ever made strange things happen? Have you made things float on thin air? Or turned one object into another? No. Then you're out of luck. No. What's warm and smells like worms? Bird farts. That's fucking good. I can't teach you unless you show me magical predisposition first. Those are the rules. Magical predisposition? Oh, I could... Fuck yeah. You ever seen a whistle? You ever seen a whistle? How about that? It's a pretty weak whistle. I don't think they heard that. It's magically weak. Fuck, how do I show... Look, I got a forked twig. Do you want this forked twig? No, dear. How do I show you I'm magic? I'm magic as shit. I'm magic as... How... Alright, let's see. Bicentennial man hits hard. What's bicentennial man? Why do I know what that is? I feel like I know what that is, but I'm thinking of 21st century schizoid man. Oh, the Robin Williams movie. Yeah, where he was like the AI guy. He was like a robot. It's the remains of a crumbled statue. Yeah, magic is elitist, Tom. It is. Think like Skyrim, College of Winterhold. They're like, show me a spell. No, Kermit, I know Bicentennial Man. No, I know it. Stop. I know. No, I do know it. Yeah, Robin, yeah. I saw it when I was a kid, though. I feel like I don't remember exactly what happens. I'm a flubber, man. When it comes to Robbie Dubs. Flub me up. Flub me up. Come on now. Died at 200 years, damn. Yeah, I remember it being a tearjerker of a film. Alright, I'm magic. What do I need? These candles? This skull? No. Fuck, how am I gonna prove that I have magic predisposition? Yeah, it's sad to rewatch. I don't think I would have a hard time rewatching Robbie. Mrs. Doubtfire, I'd have a hard time rewatching that. Too sad. Have you found more components for the cart? No, I don't think I found that. Let's see. I'm just gonna. How do I prove my magic? I'm just gonna see here. I'm looking it up. I don't even fuck around. The Dream Machine. Prove magic to which? Da 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 da. I love that sound of that water. Oh, pumpkins. Pumpkin tamales. Maybe that talked to those pumpkins. The king returns. What is thy bidding, your highness? Give me a sit report. What shape is the kingdom in? Okay, wait. I don't want to do that whole thing again. That was so long. Last time we did that. Alright, let's see. Let's see. We be dream machining, but we be reading how we do this. Okay, let's get moving, Vic. Because the other thing we might want to check is back at the house. Yeah, the jack-o'-lanterns just glaze you up, and Kermit, it would be sick to have. Because they literally are just like, you're the king. This has been a good dream that we've been in. We got to tickle that fairy. We got pumpkins glazing us. Okay, cool. Selma, how's he doing? He's stable, but he lost a lot of blood during the night. He'll live, but I'm glad I got here when I did. From what I hear, I've got to thank you for that. Think nothing of it. If you should ever come by again, you'll find yourself a most welcome guest in our home. Oh, we don't have riches, but we make up for it in charm and good looks. Selma here is the jewel of the family. Between you and me, I'll have you know she's not spoken for. Grandpa, you can't blame me for trying. I'm afraid I'm spoken for. See what I mean, Selma? If you wait too long, the good ones get snatched. Grandpa, what the fuck is wrong with you? Speaking of which, I should probably get going. You do that, son. How do I prove I'm magic, though? Do I put this egg in the fire? No. Okay. Okay, we're on chapter... We are on chapter 5, I think. Oh, I think we have a whole nother chapter out of that, actually. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, alright. Can I borrow some yarn? Sure, go for it. Thanks. Got it. Got it. Yeah, the right hand looks like a foot. The left foot looks like a dick. It's all bad. It's all bad. Do I have the... No, this is confusing as fuck. Yo, this one is crazy. Alright, here we go. I think we got it now. Do I have the boards? No. No, there's some boards I need to get. Okay. There's some shit we need to get. I'm a little... Yeah, Graham's trying to, like, sell his daughter off. It's a little weird. Okay. I need to go to where the knight is. Is he down this way, or was it the other way? I think it might have been the other way. I gotta find a different fucking thing. Different fucking walkthrough. Let's walk through his booty. It's not giving me the info I need. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Okay, got it. Okay. Ay, 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 here we go. Alright, now this is some fucking point and click shit. Oh, we gotta build a cart to get a bow from the lady to shoot the bow across the thing to bridge two dreams so that we can get the futuristic gun to show the Wiccan lady that we are magical. Holy fucking shit, man. Okay. Old catapult. Oh, Oh, did I already get the handles from that? No, I gotta... Okay. I think I actually only need one more thing, because I did some of this before. I gotta go to that squirrel, and I gotta give him... This is so dumb. This is so stupid, guys. I'm so mad at this right now. This squirrel needs protection. I've been trying to find what kind of protection it needs. Am I as close to the end as we thought? Maybe not. I don't know. Okay. Here we go. I need to give this squirrel the freaking whistle. Can I trade you this warning whistle for your door? You can call the mob if someone tries to steal your treasure. It's only temporary, of course. Oh, well, I guess that's a fair trade. At least my treasure won't be completely defenseless anymore. How was... Point and click logic. How was I supposed to know that the defense this squirrel was looking for was a goddamn whistle? Great, here you go. Thanks. I'll just unhinge that door carefully, and now I have the door. Look at that hole, small hole at the base of the trunk. Okay, I'm out of here. Freaking squirrel. Alright. Okay, and then there's the lid of a barrel outside of Selden's house, and then I think I have it all. What a mess. Give me that lid. That I so would have found that. Might as well make a decent wheel. Hope they don't mind if I borrow it. Game, you're so lucky you're good. I know. Grand Theft Auto, point and click logic. Use every item on the damn thing and hope for the best. Exactly. But the other thing is, too, it's like the thing that makes it hard is it's never even as simple as that, because it's like, oh, you got to do 12 things before you can even click the thing without the thing. Ay caramba. Here you go, lady. What about this? That looks pretty good. We need one more wheel. Here we go. How long would one have to play without tutorials, Kermit? I don't think you can finish. I don't know. I think it comes out with tutorials. I have no idea. Nah, some big brains must be able to do it. You know, like, my dad had the original Myst. I don't even know if he beat it, but, like, they used to just play befuddling games for fun. That's not half bad. I can make my cart now. Finally, I'll be able to get out of here. Please accept this bow as a token of my gratitude. Thank you, lady. Alright. Get back ASAP. Ay caramba. Okay, I have the bow. Now I have to combine that with the forked twig. It's better than nothing, I guess. Okay, ay caramba. Holy moly, guys, here we go. Ajax, your dad and you used to play Myst together? Yeah, so... And you never beat it? Yes. Same with me and my dad. That's awesome. He and I... When I say we, I hardly mean we. I did, like, nothing. But Ajax, if you didn't know, there is a novelization of Myst. Highly recommended. It was fun, yeah. I actually have it. Wait, 1 second. Okay. The Mist Reader. This is the Mist book. It's not like a novelization of the actual game. It's its own thing. But it's a nice thick boy. I've never finished it. I want to read it again. I might read some tonight. Ooh, I got a little tingly picking that up. Exciting. Yeah, the story in the game is wild. So this is a little bit different. This talks about like the origins of like the book and the society of the Deny, who like I think invented the book power things. Hey, Kermit, how dare you? How dare you insult my junk trunk? There's so much junk in the trunk. How dare? From a cloaked beast, I take that kind of abuse? I think not. Okay, here we go. Enter the doorway. Never finished the game, never finished the book. That tracks, yeah. Grand Theft Autobot, 100%. There ain't no finishing in Myst, all right? You understand? Oh, look at that logic. The twig seems to be stuck on the other side of the wall. I'll secure the yarn on this end. That's all we needed, guys. That's all we needed. Was a simple twig and string between dreams. Here we go. Oh, yeah, okay, wait. I have to shrink. Okay. Now I have to go out and into Martin's dream. See, this is just wild. Yeah, you find me a person that's finished Myst, and I'll find you a liar. Literal 0% finished rate on that game. Still sick though. See, it's Riven as well, you're right. And my dad had that too. And I think they have a couple. I think there was a third game as well. But like, not gonna lie, the vibes are sick. Definitely worth just soaking in the vibes. You know what? I have on my PC, maybe we should play it one day. I have Real Myst, which is like the version of Myst where they make it 3D and you can roam around freely. I guess Mrs. Theed's tentacle can wait, which is a weird thing to say, but it can, and it's gonna have to. Oh, wait. I need the dream thing. Duh. I'm just walking around with this helmet like an idiot. Oh, you got to the third or fourth world in that game? Props. I used to play Myst on my PSP back in the day. That was my shit. That sound is crazy. Oh, they're doing a remake of Riven? That's sick. I guess that makes sense. There's the twig. Sick. Okay. So I gotta shoot myself. Now we gotta cross our bridge. Cross the void. There we are. See us? See us over there? No way you're gonna make me watch this whole thing, game. Okay, good. Thank God. Several minutes later, here I am. What a kind and considerate thing for the game to do. All right. All right, now we're cooking with, now we can show how magic we are. We are magical as hell. All right, to the witch. Let's show her that we're magic. I love the environmental sounds in this game. I could take a nap in this game. You ever seen that YouTuber who sleeps in video games? Who like sleep and Outlast with that VR headset on? It's crazy. Alright, lady, check this out. You ever seen that? That's it, child. Seems you know magic after all. Pretty impressive stuff, I might add. What type of ingredients did you use for that potion? Rosemary and rose petals, stuffed animal fur. Hold on, I'll show you. I used this gun. That's unlike anything I've ever seen before. Pretty sweet, eh? I don't know how you got a hold of such a thing, but I suggest you be careful with it. Fear and doubt emanates from it. So will you teach me the potion you mentioned earlier? Of course, dear. But making it would be tricky. I'm out of ingredients. Figures. All the ingredients can be found here in the forest. Here, let me give you the recipe. Come back here once you've found them, and I'll instruct you on how to make the brew. Thanks. Okay. Let's look at this potion recipe. Alright, we need an acorn. We need a dove egg. We need dirt from the fresh grave. We need water lily. We need burnt limestone. Alright, well, I know where we can get water lilies. Ooh, Kermit, rain and snowstorm sleep videos. That sounds nice. You know what I love the sound of? Snow on the windows, on the window when it's like icy snow whacking against that. Come on, now that's the good stuff. Ajax, yes. Oh yeah, he slept in Alien Isolation too. Yeah, he did. Yeah, those are, I like those videos. They're funny. It seems like the least restful sleep ever. To sleep in those games. Satanus. Okay. The staff of water lilying. Let's see. Do I, like, shrink myself? Eggs are cloaca gems. Ajax! That's so fucking funny. I hate it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking, gang. What does the staff do again? I can't remember. Let's see. Victor, you suck here. Let's see. Hey, strange girl. Hand me a lily. I'm looking for something. You too? Do you know how I can get a water lily? Can you fly? No. Then it's going to be tricky. You can't swim here, you know. Why is that? Lots of people died here once. You can hear their souls whisper on a quiet night. Some say the tarn is bottomless. The things you drop in, you never see again. The dead keep it as tribute. They latch onto it and pull it under. If you jumped in, you'd never breach the surface again. You'd be forever falling into the pitch black heart of the tarn. Oh shit. Where can I find acorns then? I've seen some here and there, but they're never around for long. I think someone collects them. Well, I'm gonna talk to the squirrel about that. Grave dirt. They used to bury the dead to the east of here, but they stopped once the castle fell. I think I might have been there once too. I'm not sure. Dove eggs. Dove? What's that? It's got kind of bird. Oh, I like birds. I haven't seen their eggs though, but I'm sure they're beautiful. They're cloaked beasts. Do you know where I can find some burnt lime? What's that? You ask such funny questions, mister. Okay, that's enough of that. Very helpful, very helpful. I'm gonna give the dead people. I gave them the staff. Did I drop it in? Oh no, it just made a splish splash. Oh, did I checked the depth, I think. Use the staff with the lake. The tarn is dark and deep. I'm unable to reach the bottom. Okay. I got a shrinky dink myself. That's for sure. Now, how do I get across? Oh, can I, like, row myself across? If I use the staff with the lake? That doesn't seem to work. Okay, walkthrough. Tell me your secrets then. Okay, okay. Oh, I think I have to re-enter Selma's dream. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, okay. Ay caramba. Alright, let's follow the point and click logic here. Nah, I can't walk on the water. No, I've got to do... I have to do a bunch of silly stuff. Oh, wait. This is super silly how I get this. Okay, okay. Wait, we can start here. We can start here. Check it. Check it. So stupid. I hate it. Obviously, that's how I get the lily pads that I can't reach. Okay, that one's too far out. Did I get all of them? I mean, that must be it. Let's see. Now, what am I missing here? Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Ay, caramba. All right, we got the stamen. First thing on the list. We're gonna bang this out real quick. Separate the petals a little bit and grab the stamen. Alright, let's see. Okay. Let's go get us an egg. Let's go get us an egg. Oh, wait, no? No, let's do this one first. There's one here. Oh, fuck, dude. That's a corpse. Ay, ay, ay. Dude, this game really knows how to hit you with that shit. Oh, it's not a corpse. It's talking to me. So you finally come for me. Sorry. I'm surprised you managed to get past my barricade. But in a way, I'm relieved. Well, what are you waiting for? Do it. Do what? Cut me open like all the others. Take what you came for, then leave me alone. I intend to sleep through this era, and the one after. You've got it all wrong. I'm not the organ thief. Then what are you doing here? Another gloater, here to mock and jest? Leave me to be molested in peace. My name is Victor Neff. I'm not here to mock you. I've come to stop the organ thief. Oh dear. Just what the world needs, another hero. Who are you? My name is Jerome. At least it used to be. I don't know what people call me these days. Probably something unflattering. What are you doing in here? I'm hiding here until the trouble dies down. My kind always gets persecuted when people start losing their limbs. Your kind? I'm a vampire, Victor. Don't be alarmed. I am too weak to move during hibernation. I couldn't hurt you even if I wanted to. In fact, you're safer in here with me. Out there, either the thief will get you, or the lynch mobs will. But I've erected a barricade to keep people out. You're welcome to share this hut with me. I understand if you don't want to, though. Most people consider my presence to be unsettling. Well, what's it like being a vampire? Immortality is not what you might think. After a while, you feel as if you've seen everything before. People start merging into an indistinguishable lump of petty needs and petty problems. It sounds awful. That's why I hibernate through most of it. Hey, Tom, you know I got that garlic bread in my pocket. I'm a right Italian boy. I keep that garlic bread on me. When will you come out of hibernation? When times are better? In a century or two? Every once in a while an era comes along where I feel at home. A moment in time where truly new ideas are welcome. That's when I leave my hiding place and start living again. Those moments are very rare, though. What's wrong with this era? This age is for small-minded, dead-eyed thinkers, for clock watchers and bean counters, insect minds with insect agendas. Well, okay. Okay. It's an old kiln. An ashen powder covers the bottom. If I'm not mistaken, this is the burnt limestone. Just what I need. Crazy. Crazy. Sausages. Some moldy old sausages have been left on the floor. Somebody left a cup here. It's got huge cracks in it from years of use. Pile of furniture forms a makeshift barricade. It's a lot stronger than it looks. I can't even budge this chair. I would imagine not. The wards took me 3 days to create. Ha! Bandana's garlic bread. But if bananas garlic bread is funny. I like bananas garlic bread. Well, that was fucking crazy. Alright. Okay, let's see. Oh, let's go steal from the squirrel. Let's go steal an acorn. Ooh, garlic. Foods infused with garlic at your farm's market. That sounds good. Oh, Squirrel's place is the other way. All right, let's go rob some nuts from this squirrel. Hello again. I'm not even gonna ask you for these nuts, cause I took your door. How did you become so small? That's amazing. I've never seen magic like that before. It's called a gun, squirrel. Hey, where do you think you're going? Don't make me blow the whistle. I need an acorn for a potion. Just one? You sure? I only need one. Well, I suppose I can spare one acorn. I mean, it's only taken me all year to collect them. I'll probably be alright with what I got if this winter isn't too harsh this year. Great. I'm taking your acorns. Whoa, cool. Whoa. Where's the acorns at? Follow this passage. Give me a corn. Oh man, it's too big? Are you kidding me? Boom. Can we do that? Oh, what's up, Ryder? Oh, don't be sorry. Murder mystery game. That sounds fun. What game? Oh, I gotta use yarn on this stupid... Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness gracious. Alright. Ryder, you haven't missed too much. We've been, since we've been in a loop here of just point and click logic. We're doing tasks right now. Okay, squirrel. Okay, get out of here. I'm gonna need that shovel later. Okay, I need some of this yarn, please. Can I borrow some yarn? Sure, go for it. Thanks. I've borrowed so much yarn from these people. They are so generous with their yarn. I cannot be more thankful to them. Okay, let's go get a nut from an acorn. Obviously, obviously, and this is so indicative of the point and click logic. Obviously, we can't just pick up an acorn. We need to go get a ball of yarn to lasso an acorn out of here. I've tied the yarn around the acorn. The acorn is too big and too heavy to roll uphill. I take the string now. Yep, okay, there it is. Look at this. How was I supposed to know this? Okay. Okay, we got an acorn. Amazing. Incredible. Alright. Alright, now we need to go bury the knight. Wow, what a list of tasks we've been tasked with here. Just to make a potion. Okay, I gotta get past you guys. Even though I love this guy's helmet. Very Wicker Man. Okay, Mr. Knight. Are you alright? Of course! I'm a picture of health itself. I'm merely taking a break in the soft grass. Okay. Okay. Where can I bury this guy? Let's see. This one. Exhuming graves is where I draw the line. Well, I want an empty one. I wasn't looking to exhume. I was not looking to exhume. Okay, wait. Ground. Okay. Grave dirt. I need that. I don't think this counts as fresh grave dirt unless I bury someone here first. That is such a point and click thing to say, Victor. That is such a point and click thing to say. Literally, the dirt we need is right there. Alright, Mr. Knight, I need a bone. I'm not a knight. Don't sell yourself short. We need to work on your self-esteem, my friend. Just look at me. A knight in a shining suit of armor, at the very peak of his prowess. You look more dead than alive. Don't say that. That's dismissive. It wasn't on my break. If I wasn't on my break, I'd leap to my feet and haul you on the carpet. I can see your skull through the visor. Where else would it be? In my graves? No, I mean, I can see right to the bone. There's no skin, no muscle, no tissue. Really? That's disconcerting. It's probably just dock fever or something. Nothing that some hot chicken broth won't remedy, eh? I'm sorry to say, but I do think you're dead. Ah, it's an outrage, sir. I won't have more of your lip. Raise your guard, son. Here comes the walloping of a lifetime. 'Tis just a flesh wound. Where is it? Don't pressure me. Are you sure you're alright? I just need to recompose myself. I might have to yield, sir. I can't seem to get up. Do you still think that there's nothing wrong with you? Yeah, there might be some slight kinks. These darn legs just aren't responding. I must be in worse shape than I thought. Finally, you're seeing reason. I haven't been myself lately. I've been trying to banish it from my mind. But lying flat on your back like this, a humbling realization hits you sooner or later. Like what? I can't believe you're making me say this. You think I don't realize? I'm over the hill. I'm not a frisky colt anymore. There. I said it. Are you happy now? I think it's worse than that. How long have you been here? It's hard to say. Surely not more than a day. My house must be out looking for me. I can't wait to see the look on their faces. We'll have such a laugh once they find me. Yesterday, I received accolades from Queen Selma. Today, I'm lying flat on my back in a pile of rubble. I wish I could recall what happened in between. I bet it would make for a terrific yarn. Were you part of the castle's defenses? I still am, sir. I'm captain of the South Gate. What's the last thing you remember? I was trying to fend off a barbarian horde, and I guess I must have lost consciousness in the heat of the battle. Next thing I know, I woke here. I'm sorry to say it, but I think you lost that battle. Really? That means the court... Yeah, was the knight just taking a nap and then dies? I don't know. I mean, I think she dreamed this knight dead, or like right off the bat. I don't think he was ever. The queen. I heard they all made it. You're not a great liar, sir, but I appreciate the effort. Say, do you live around here? Is it alright if I stay at your place for a while? I'd really appreciate it. It'll only be a couple of nights. My strength will return once I've had me a meal and a full night of rest. Sorry, I can't help you. Well, thanks for nothing then. We could have been friends, you know. We could have been a team. Instead, you spat me square in the face. That's what you did to me. Left me rotting in a pile of rubble, with your cold, venomous saliva slowly running down my face. I hope you're happy. I hope your parents are proud of the backstabber they raised. I don't think you realize staying with me won't solve the problem. And why is that? Because you've been dead a long time. Well, I'm not sure I agree with you there. Look at this ruin. The castle hasn't been standing for hundreds of years. You've been dead for a long time. There's nothing but bones in that suit of armor. Going right for the jugular, I hear. But riddle me this. If I'm dead, how am I able to talk to you right now? Through sheer force of will. I guess I can be pretty willful at times, huh? Tell me about it. I just wish I could get some rest, sir. He is just a nice guy, Tom. Poor dude just thinks he's alive. You need rest, but not the kind a soft bed would provide. At this stage, I'll take any kind you can offer. Well, that's perfect. I just dug a grave. I'm so tired, sir. I'm so awfully tired. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Please help me find my final rest. I'll see what I can do. Hey, I've got a grave for you, buddy. I'll just take his old bones. The armor looks too heavy to carry. Yep, there we go. Ooh, lovely. All right. Nighty-night, Mr. Knight. Into the old bones grave you go. Then is it that this is it then? This is all I got? I'm afraid so. I think I recognize this place. It's the castle graveyard. Their time hasn't been kind to it. Kings and queens lie buried here now. Then you'll be right at home. Thank you for doing this. I think I'll be able to sleep here. Goodbye, my friend. May you rest in peace. The soil is still wet on top. I guess it won't hurt if I take... My old friend, what are you doing here? Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you. That's alright. I wasn't sleeping to begin with. Oh? No, something is wrong. My soul can't rest here, I'm afraid. What seems to be the problem? As you might have noticed, there's no marker on my grave. Once this mound grows over, there'll be no way of telling I was ever buried here. Nowhere for my admirers to mourn and pay their respects. That's why I can't sleep. You want me to find you a grave marker? Would you do that for me? Can't be any old cross, though. I want something to commemorate whom I was in life. Something with stature and radiance. I'll see what I can do. Come on! Okay. I just have to put this on there. Holy shit. What's that? I've never seen something quite like it before. It's an artifact I found in another dream. An artifact from beyond dreams. Space Ghost Clay goes coast to coast. Brack attack, baby. I love Space Ghost coast to coast. I like the sound of that. This is a suitable marker for my grave. You fulfilled my task. Is Bone tired? I guess you could say the night. Night, because night. Now I finally find peace in the eternal embrace. All my blessings, dear friend. No pun left behind. Alright, pick up this grave dirt. Okay, I have my potion ingredients, guys. Alright, let's go make a potion with an old witch, shall we? Alright. Alright. This is it. This has been a substantial chapter. But I think we're about to hit the juicy ending. And the endings to these dreams have been... yikes. Emotional. Okay, witchy lady, I've got your thingies. Hello again, Victor. Have you found all the potion ingredients yet? Not yet. Wait, no, I think I got it all. Is there anything else, dear? Dirt, acorn, lime, water lily. Oh, what else did I need? Oh, the egg. The egg. Wait, the egg is literally right outside the house. It says you're all right, but you're walking left. Ryder, this is you're on the linguistic goof train. There's a bunch of eggs in the nest. Let's steal an egg. Now I've got everything. So these pumpkins didn't do anything for us except literally just glaze us up. No actual relevance to the story except just to glaze us, which is sick. Hello again, Victor. Have you found all the potion ingredients? I think so. Then what are you waiting for? Throw them in the cauldron and mix yourself a brew. All right. Is there anything else, dear? Nope. Let's mix us a brew. An egg. So you managed to find an ingredient. Good boy. Just put it in the cauldron to stew. Put the dove egg in the cauldron. Put the dirty dirt in the cauldron. Put the acorn in the cauldron. Put the burnt lime in the cauldron. Put the stamen in the cauldron. I keep forgetting my cat's not a Maoist. That's hilarious. Put my stamen in the cauldron. The contents of the cauldron seem to have turned into a slimy liquid. That's a good sign. Pour some into a flask so you can take it with you. Don't drink it in confined places or you might end up causing havoc. That doesn't sound very reassuring. This magic seldom is, dear. Why don't you go outside and give it a try? I've poured some of the witch's potion in this flask. Okay, let's go give this a try. Okay. Examine a magic potion. Let's use it. Oh! I'm big. This isn't exactly what I expected. This will allow me to get through the maze in Mr. Willard's dream. Oh, yes, it will. Yo, what? Look at all the TVs. What? All right, let's go to the wall. Let's go to the wall and go to the place. Go to the place. Okay, let's cross this void again. Cross the old void. Give us the old several minutes later. Cauldron. Cloa cauldron. Cloa cauldron. Cloa cauldron. Several minutes later. Okay, keep going, Vic. Think the witch is running a smuggling operation? It could happen. I believe it. I could see it happening. Okay. Zip zap. Zippity zoppity, give me the boppity. Now we go over here. What a journey. What a journey we've been on. What a journey. Okay. Shh, here we go, gang. Now this is where this is... Man, the music here doesn't want me feeling good about this. That sound is hilarious. Holy shit. Oh, I got the chills. I got the chills big time. Oh, man. Yo, what the fuck? Vampire stomach. What? Looks like the machine is trying to create some kind of creature out of all the stolen organs. All the labels have been crossed out except for vampire stomach. That must be where the organ thief is heading next. I need to get to Jerome before the thief steals his stomach. It does sound like a wet dookie, yes. Oh, man. Mr. Neff, how did you become so big? All those rooms I coaxed Willard to construct, you simply circumnavigated them? Pretty much. I think you've underestimated my abilities. Clearly, it's an impressive feat, but it matters not. You won't get in here, you see? That's no ordinary pane of glass you're standing in front of. I put something far stronger in as a last safety measure. I am only one organ away from being able to start transferring my consciousness. My assistant is searching for it as we speak. You're in Mr. Willard's dream. Is he your assistant? He's the organ thief? A most able assistant. Once I showed him how to circumvent the barrier. Why don't you stay and witness my rebirth? Is that what the organs are for? You're creating some kind of monster? On the contrary, I'm creating a miracle, a new form of life. But why? As you've noticed, these roots are frail and constricting. Any fool could come and lop them off. With my new host, I'll be free to roam the dreamscape. All I need is one last organ. Whose organ is that? Is that where I get carried away and tell you all my secrets? I don't think so. I'll find a way to stop you regardless. You'd better hurry up then. Time is not on your side, I'm afraid. To the vampire. be able to break the glass. If I can't get into that room directly, perhaps there's another way? Looks like the organ thief is going after the vampire's stomach next. Maybe there's a way for me to sabotage his plans. Let's see. Jesus is a reverse vampire that she fed you blood. Catholic jokes. In Soviet Russia, blood of Christ drinks you. Yes, I know, Vic. I know. I gotta shrink you. Alright. Back over here. Yep, here we go. Let's cross the void. Cloacadox Catholics. Several minutes later. Crazy that they made this something that needs to happen multiple times. Yeah, thank you, writer. It's weird that you have to repeat these steps so much, 100%. But that's the old one-man indie point and click, you know. Oh, let me make myself big. Let me do my new fast travel. That sound is so bad. Old mill. I think this is where the vamp is. Yeah, okay, here we go. Here we go, gang. Oh, I was too far away. Get over there, Vic, with your little teeny tiny steppities. Alright, how are we gonna do this? Drum, let me go in your stomach. You've returned, Victor. I have a plan to stop the organ thief. How are you going to do that? He's going to try and steal your stomach next. As if it didn't bother me enough already. How do we stop him? Hey, Lizard, yes. Oh, good, yeah. It was a rage nap kind of a night for that news. How do we stop him? Tom sounds like the inside of a Taco Bell. Oh no, yeah, he had that chalupa poopy. Absolutely. How do we stop him? We don't. We let him steal it. Why on earth would we do that? Because I'll be hiding inside it. I knew it. Once he's taken the stomach to his lair. Oh no, wrong. Once he's taken the stomach to his lair, I'll be able to catch him red-handed, so to speak. That's got to be the worst plan I've ever heard. Between the strength of the barricade and the fact that nobody knows I'm in here, I think I'm better off just hiding. So if I prove that you're not safe, you might reconsider. I might. Yeah, I mean, you're next in line. Really? You're the last one on his list. I still think I'm safe in here. I've barricaded all the entrances and nobody knows I'm in here except for you. That won't matter, he'll come for you anyway. I believe I'm safe here until you prove otherwise. Well. Okay. This is silly. It makes sense, but I wouldn't have thought of it yet again. I have to go tell the angry mob that there's a vampire in here so they can try to burn his house down so that he doesn't feel like it's safe in there. That's a bunch of hooey. Okay, mob. There he is, the man of the hour. Thank you for helping our scout get back into the fold. It would have been a tragedy to lose her. She has the finest eye this side of the wall. Think nothing of it. Is there anything else? I want to report my findings. What have you found? There's a vampire hiding in the derelict hut by the lake. A vampire? Are you sure? He's hard to spot from the outside, but I know he's there. That explains a lot. It's the best lead we've had so far. Let's go over there and stake his heart. With extreme prejudice. Yeah, I gotta go. Stay out of trouble, son. Well, that should get him alarmed. Oh, they're here. What are you doing? We're trying to get this bastard to come out. Are you sure he's the thief? He's the only one in the valley who hasn't been attacked. He's hiding from us. And he's a frickin' vampire. It's simple deductive reasoning, son. When there's only one suspect, there's only one perpetrator. Now, step back and let justice take its course. Alright, let's go get in a vampire belly, y'all. What is minimal prejudice? That's a great question, Kermit. Just a little. We can negotiate. They found me. You told them I was here, didn't you? No. What do you mean, no? I've been hiding here for a year on the very same day you showed up. They found me without even looking. They knew I was in here. Well, I might have played a part in this. Judas! How much did they pay you? I only did it to prove my point. You're not safe. People know you're here. Yes, but they'll never get through my barricade. As long as it holds, I should be safe. Let's see. What am I supposed to do here? Okay, I gotta go out again. What are you doing? We're trying to get this bastard to come out. Okay, yeah. Okay. This is crazy work here. Yeah, that is a lot of light for a vampire's house. You're absolutely right. Even vampires need some vitamin D. It's true. Hey, you gotta get a little bit. And, you know, he might be one of them Twilight vampires, what sparkles so nicely in the light and everything. Okay, I need to take this ladder. What do I shrink it? How the fuck do I do that? Pick up the ladder by the witch's hut and use it with Jerome's house. Yeah, how do I pick it up? How doth one pick it up? Do I have to use my ass bubbles? Okay, yeah, I do. Pick up ladder as a giant ass bubble, man. Oh no, I gotta use it on me. Yeah, it could be those Twilight vampies, exactly. You know I always got vampire baseball on the mind. Use ladder with the house. No. That's no. Okay, I see. I gotta use my fart juice. And I gotta place that there. And then I gotta use my shrink gun. Shrink gun and fart juice. Classic combo. Now I gotta climb up here. This is just wild stuff. Hey Jerome, how safe does your barricade look now? Victor's a dick. You still think you're safe in here? Your barricade can be easily circumvented by a dick just climbing on your roof and falling through this fucking ceiling. Your best bet is to follow my plan. You wanted to show me that I'm not safe by indirectly killing me? You're far from dead. They haven't noticed the hole in the roof yet. No, otherwise I'd have a stake through my heart already. You inside the mill, this is your final warning. We'll count to 3. If you're not out by then, we're gonna burn this hut to the ground. 1. Are you happy now? I'm sorry, I didn't know this would happen. You've doomed me and all you can say is that you're sorry. 2. You're going to have to live with this for the rest of your life. I hope my tortured shrieks will haunt your dreams forever. Don't worry, we'll sort this out. I'll come up with something. 3. Light her up, boys. Finally. Whatever you do, do it fast. Feel your reward. Oh boy, cameras out, cameras out. We're still here though, gang, we're still here. Use the futurist. Where did I go? There I am, holy moly. Oh, this is on fire, okay. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Holy shit. Things. Leave the house, feed the hole. You need to put out the fire on Jerome's house. Become huge and pick up the barrel next to Selma's house. What the fuck? Yeah, the terrifying sound of USB disconnect. Sorry to give everybody a jump scare there. Okay, pick up the barrel. Okay, where's the lake? There's the lake. Use the barrel with the tarn. I filled the barrel with water. Now use the barrel with the old mill. Hey, that's not fair. He's got a giant to protect him. We don't stand a chance against that thing. All right, Thief, you win this round. But trust me, we'll be back. In greater numbers. Okay. Let's see. Going back in. Enter the hole. Oh, man, I wanted you to fall on your face twice. Alright, zip zap. Zip zoop. Zip zap. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Thanks for saving me, Victor. I saw you through the hole. I guess you were actually out to help me after all. Why would you even think that? That's me again. Worry not about the sounds of USB. Perhaps now you'll listen to my plan? Well, if you catch the thief before those dingbats return, then they'll see I'm innocent. That's pretty much the only option I have left. Even though it means sacrificing my stomach, I'm in. What do you need me to do? Just open your mouth so I can enter your esophagus. All right, but you have to climb the bed yourself. I can't move while my body is in hibernation. Fair enough. Oh, stupid. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You're gonna make me go get that ladder? You're gonna make me get that ladder? Oh my goodness. Yeah, Kermit, that's your headphone disconnect sound too. I know. It's I didn't even realize how terrifying that's gonna be for people. Oh man, I can't believe I have to do the ladder. Holy moly. They said, you're gonna point and click in this game. God damn it. Terrible. So sorry. Double shrink. Okay. Walk over here. And I put the ladder here. Sit down. Oh! Terrible. Okay. Climb the ladder. And into the mouth hole we go. Oh my god, the close-up is raw. Oh god. Oh god, I've literally got chills a little bit. Ugh. Oh man. Victor. Yes. Have you reached the stomach yet? I think I hear someone approaching. Not quite. Just give me a moment. Oh my god. You were right, Victor. There's someone on the... Don't be alarmed, friend. What I'm about to do serves a noble purpose. Oh my goodness. I've heard what you do, thief. There's nothing noble about it. Don't sell yourself short, my friend. You've been selected among dozens. Your contribution will be celebrated for centuries. I'm afraid I'll miss the party. I plan to sleep for a millennium at the very least. Then I'll celebrate for us both. My work is about to reach fulfillment. Your stomach is my crowning jewel. Let's rejoice. Now lie very still. You might want to avert your eyes. Many find the next part completely unappealing. Careful now. This might get messy. There. That wasn't so bad, was it? Oh, what's that? Oh, phew. You're thanking me? Why, how gracious of you. You're the first one to pay me that courtesy. What a grand gesture, my friend. From one gentleman to another, I salute you. Adieu. Oh, shit. Is that wings? Can Mr. Willard fly? That would explain how he got past the wall. What's going on? So this is where I ended up, huh? Inside a vampire's stomach, about to be inserted into some kind of mix and match monstrosity. My worries about a new life in the city feel very remote right now. I wish I was certain I was doing the right thing, but I can't see any other way. I guess I'll find out soon enough. I think I can hear the wall approaching. We must be getting closer to Willard's dream. I recognize these sounds from Mr. Willard's dream. I think we just passed the wall. Those sharp echoes. I remember them from that strange maze. Yeah, pop goes the Willard. I'm thinking maybe that might be the case there, Ajax. We seem to be slowing down. We must be getting close. Giving us a little time to reflect on our journey. You were successful, I take it? Yes, my lord. Behold, the final organ. That's it? Yes, my lord, a vampire stomach just as you requested. I cut it out not even 5 minutes ago. I thought it would be more. Is something wrong? No, it matters not. I guess I had anticipated something more impressive for the crowning piece. Attach it to the digestive tract and sew me back up. And be careful this time. The slightest mistake could prove catastrophic. Yes, my lord. Oh! All done, my lord. Perfect. I can finally increase the transfer rate. Please step away from the table. The slightest vibration might cause catastrophic errors. As you wish, my lord. I got your catastrophic error right here, buddy. I'm about to pop him. We're entering the final stage now. This is the most crucial part of the transfer. Please take heed. The slightest vibration might sever the connection. Yes, my lord. Whoa, what was that? Did you see that? No, my lord. It might be nothing. But reduce the rate slightly just in case. Something's wrong. Did you really get the organs from the list? Yes, my lord. Is there some kind of impurity? Some kind of parasite, perhaps? I don't know, my lord. Quickly! Cut out my stomach before the infestation spreads. That was badass. I recognize you. You're Victor, right? What are you doing here? Everybody in the estate was in danger. This is the only way I could save you. The machine was feeding off your dreams. It would never allow you to wake up again. The machine? Are you talking about that thing on the slab? That's only part of it. The real thing's in the basement. Mr. Morton's family built it to gain access to people's dreams. But it went rogue and killed Mr. Morton. I've been trying to shut it down ever since. It's so strange. I felt it didn't belong here, but I couldn't do anything about it. The machine suppressed your will. That's one of its tricks. It was like a voice in the back of my mind. It forced me to do the most hideous things. I know. I saw it. You have to understand, I didn't want to do any of it. It was like I was trapped in my own body, acting of its own volition. This is only a dream. You didn't hurt anyone for real. know, but it felt real to me. The soft, yielding flesh as I plunged my knife. The smell of half-digested food seeping out of open wounds. Those memories will haunt me for a long time. The mind has ways of coping. When you wake up, this will all be a fading memory. Soon it'll be gone entirely. You promise? I promise. So the machine's been shut down? Does that mean we're all safe? Yes. I'm finally done. Those 2 tentacles were the last of its roots. So what happens now? We should be waking up any minute now. I should probably be getting back to reality as soon as possible. My wife will be wondering about me. That's going to be tricky, I'm afraid. The only exit is directly above us, and my wings won't be able to carry us both. Just give me a second, I'll think of something. I mean, what, I become teeny tiny? I grab these legs? You found the shrink gun. I was wondering where that thing went. Will you be able to carry me like this? That shouldn't be a problem. You ready to go? Let's go. There's nothing more to do here. All right. There we go. Thanks. I don't think there's more for me to do here at the moment. I can always return later if I need to. I hope I won't, though. This place has already creeped me out enough already. This is it, then? Yeah. Hopefully you should be waking up once I leave. Until then, I'll start giving back all those organs I stole. I figure I've got a lot of apologizing to do. I'll see you when you wake up. See you on the other side. Shit. That takes care of the last 2 tentacles. Guess the machine should be shutting down now. Let's go check on the machine. I can hear it wheezing. Victor. Hello? Hello, Victor. You can talk? What's going on here? That's so strange. Your voice. It's like I'm hearing your own voice whispering in the back of your mind. Yeah, that's precisely it. How did you know? That was how Felix described it to me once. Felix, you mean Mr. Morton? We used to talk quite a lot. He had problems sleeping sometimes. He used to come down here for company. Sometimes we would talk all night. If you were friends, why did you kill him? I didn't realize he would die. Your physiology confuses me. It's both frail and powerful at the same time. I regret what I did, but his state is not revertible, correct? No, it's not. I thought as much. Tell me, Victor, you were there when he died. What did he say to you? Did he mention me? He begged me to shut you down. That was his dying wish. Oh. Did that come as a surprise? I was hoping he said something else. Like what? I don't know. Those are difficult words to hear. Especially coming from the only friend I ever had. That he spent his last breath wishing me dead. I guess you want me dead as well. Is that why you came down here? To watch me die? I'm just trying to help my wife. Victor. Yes? I tried to reach out to you when this whole affair started, but you didn't hear me, or you didn't understand me. A lot of this could have been avoided if you had. I'm glad you can hear me now, though. Why aren't you shutting down? Are you disappointed? All that hard work, yet still not the desired outcome? Do you have another trick up your sleeve? Am I missing something? Why don't you take Felix's place? You've come this far already. You know the tools involved. You've already crossed the same boundaries he did. We can continue the work together. I just want this to be over. Then I guess we're at an impasse. Not for long. One more tentacle to cut. It's the baby. It's the baby. Machine, hello? Machine isn't shutting down. Am I missing something? It's the baby. It's our child. Put it on her belly. That's crazy. I didn't think this was going to work. I thought there was someone else I was forgetting. But this is where the last tentacle is hiding. In the dream of my unborn child. This is where it ends. Oh shit, I got goosebumps. Alright, we're gonna save there. Fuck. Did it just crash? Yo, that's... No way. This fucking game just crashed. Yo. Yo. What the fuck? Right before I could save. What the fuck? Yo, for real? No goddamn way. No goddamn way. Hold on. Hold on. The real dream was making it to the end. Yeah, oh man. Oh man. Oh my god, no. Wait, I mean we can select chapters, so it's probably literally where this was about to start. Let me see. Okay, cool. This isn't what I was expecting. Yeah, this is good, this is fine. I think we literally, that was close. This is obviously where it was about to just take us to. So, it crashed at the best possible time. I'm saving right here. Something must have gone wrong. Are the helmets glitchy? That's just what I need. Another problem to fix. Good. We're good. We're good. We're saving here. This is where we pick up next time. Okay, everybody. All right. I'm not getting into that right now, that ding dong, no way. Kermit, good night. Everybody, thank you very much for joining us in the Dream Machine. We're going to leave it right there, and we'll finish this next week, hopefully. And if we don't finish it next week, then we'll finish the week after. I think we're on the last chapter now, so we'll see how long this one takes. That was close. That was close. All right, guys. Well, good night. Thank you very much for joining me. Sweet dreams in the machine, everybody. Absolutely. Yeah, guys, I will see you. I am currently, if you weren't here for Monday's stream, Writer did a live grading of the TPUSA, the paper they love. Anyway, I'm cutting down an edited version of that to be up hopefully tomorrow for you guys. So make sure you show Writer some love for that one. So anyway, thank you guys. Everybody have a great night, and I will see you soon. Toodles!